Less discomfort and downtime with all the getting ready for summer benefits of body reshaping. Dr. Bill Johnson of Innovations Med Spa is here today to tell us about a new innovation in liposuction being introduced here in Dallas-Fort Worth first. How are you, Bill?
I'm great this morning.
I know when there's a new procedure and even you, the doctor, are impressed and wowed by it, it's got to be something really great. What is vibro liposuction?
Well, vibro liposuction is one of the newest technologies here in the United States, but it's probably one of the most popular in Europe for doing liposuction. And what we do is we have the ability to hook the cannula up to an air compressor, which allows it to get a circular motion. And basically it's vibrating, and we can use it to vibrate while we're removing the tissue, and we can also get it to vibrate while we're numbing.
And what is the benefit to the patient on that?
Well, on the numbing, this is one of the first real benefits that has changed in 20 years, because normally the numbing goes pretty easily, but when you're going through areas of scars or up around the ribs where it's pretty fibrous, it can get hard to do and it can get uncomfortable for the patient. With the cannula vibrating, it really makes it a lot easier to get the numbing fluid in place and a lot more comfortable for the patient.
So it's easier for the doctor and it's more comfortable for the patient.
Yeah, and it's a real advance, which in an area that there's not been a lot of change.
And so we're looking at the process right now, and it brings to the numbing process, it's just a lot easier, and that's where the comfort comes in.
That's where the extra comfort comes in, and it, especially up around the ribs, or down where people have had like C-section scars.
Oh, sure.
Or patients we do a lot of patients that have had previous liposuctions.
Oh, sure, and they weren't happy with the results.
And they weren't happy with the results, or they had it 10, 15 years ago, and they've had some more changes, and those areas can get really hard and difficult to get through, and having the vibration really makes that a lot better, a lot easier.
And sometimes these videos are a little difficult to watch, but I would say this really demonstrates the fact that you're going back and forth a lot less times, which allows you not to have the swelling and the bruising that they have afterwards oftentimes.
That's exactly right. Where with standard liposuction or even with smart lipo, we have to go back and forth quite a few times to remove the tissue. With the circular motion, the vibrating motion of the cannula, we don't have to go back and forth nearly as many times. So we see a lot less swelling and a lot less bruising, and the patients have a lot shorter recovery time. I'm not easily surprised by these things, and I've actually been surprised at how little swelling our patients are having a week or two out.
That's great. Like I said, if the doctor's impressed and you've seen it all, that means us as the patient will be impressed too. What else does the benefits of liposuction have when using VL?
Well, one of the great things about it is areas that used to be really hard to do, like areas around scars or areas up around the bra line.
Why are those areas tougher?
Anything up around the ribs has a lot of fibrous tissue, and it makes it really uncomfortable. Yet a lot of women get some folds right around their bra lines.
Yeah,
and
we don't like those folds around the bra line.
And so it's a real popular area to have done, but it's real difficult to do, just actually do the procedure, and it can be uncomfortable for the patient. And this is I've been truly pleased with how easily it makes those areas.
And there's so many claims out there. There's so many different devices and alike. How do you kind of decipher and break that down into bite-sized pieces and say this is what is right or best for you?
We look at over a dozen devices a year. I mean, they're coming by the office all the time, and almost all the devices work.
Okay.
So what you're really looking for is what brings a benefit to our patient, what really provides something that the patient is going to say, yeah, that's something I want. And vibro is one of those.
Because of the results and because in post the recovery time.
Recovery time is so much better.
It's a twofold thing. I know you have some pictures. I want to get to those because we have some before and afters. We can see this in place. And there's those side rolls you were talking about.
The side rolls we're talking about. And that's a really impressive result. And because the vibro allows you to do it so much easier, you can also be a bit more aggressive in this area and get more out. So that's a really great result with a side roll.
Such a great result.
Yeah.
Really nice. Oh, and those dreaded arms. Look at that. That's amazing.
And this is a great one, too, because we can combine it with smart lipo, which allows us to get good skin tightening afterwards. So we really like using that combination together.
Yeah, let's talk about that combination together. So you can use that smart lipo in conjunction with the VL and get this kind of results.
Yeah, and you can see a very big dramatic reduction here on this lady in her abdomen and hip rolls. But what we like to do is put the Smart Lipo together with the Vibro, because the Smart Lipo, while it's a great skin tightening tool and a great liposuction tool, it doesn't have the ability to remove a large amount of fat.
Okay.
This allows us to do a much more aggressive liposuction, get a larger area
with the tightening,
and then still get the tightening afterwards.
Really great results, Bill. Thanks for sharing this new technology with us. And if you want more information about Vibro liposuction, log on to their website. It's innovationsmedspa.com, or give Bill a call at 972-331-8844 for a free consultation. And if you have a question for Dr. Bill Johnson, just drop him an email. It's questions@innovationsmedspa.com.